What's up, chatterboxes? I know I'm late, but like I told you guys yesterday, I was extremely tired, so I had to film the review today for Love and Hip Hop New York, season 10, episode 7, Happily Mean After. Okay, so we just going to get right into the review. So it starts off with Safari contemplating whether or not he still wants to get married to Erica. Because you remember last episode, they had this big blowout because he invited Rich to his bachelor party. So he felt a way about that. So he ended up going to meet up with Yandy, of all people, because you already know just a couple episodes ago that she didn't even know if she was going to be invited, but that's his go-to person. You know what I mean? So goes to show, when we get in these relationships, it's not really good to allow our significant other to dictate who we friends with. If we had a friendship before we got into that situation with the person, your significant other need to respect that friendship. And if they got some kind of issues going on, maybe they need to work it out so you guys can function well together in the future, because obviously he has some kind of, loyalty with Yandy. That's the first place that he ran after going to his mother's house, because he stated in the scene that he didn't even go home with Erica. He went home to his mother. So that goes to show he ain't nothing but a big baby any goddamn way. So him and Yandy is talking or whatever like that. And at this time, Yandy didn't even know that he haven't even spoken to Erica about what took place. So she was like, does she know you here? Because you already know they already got issues. She ain't trying to have anything to like make it worse. So he like, no, I didn't go home. That's how we knew he stayed at his mother's house or whatever. So he goes on to tell Yandy that it doesn't feel the same as when those two first got engaged. So Yandy said, what? She said, if you're looking for it to feel like that, you ain't ready for this, bruh. That ain't how it works. Okay, everybody got the new phase in the relationship where everything is hunky-dory. Everybody putting their best foot forward in the situation or whatever. But then life kick in. You gotta be able to maneuver through those obstacles. Because if you can't, you're not ready for marriage if you think that everything is going to be peaches and cream every day. Boy, please, or whatever. He seemed to be immature and childish anyway. You see how he used to be all pop, lock, and dropping when he was with Nicki Minaj or whatever. I don't understand why Erica, was she seeing him anyway? But she's a train wreck too, so I guess that's a good match made in heaven with those two. So we now see Erica. We found out she didn't even take her butt home. She went over to Remy and Pap's house or whatever. So they're talking about what took place, at the bachelor party or whatever like that. And she kind of broke down and cried or whatever. And then they show flashbacks as to everything that Rich has done to her, throughout the years or whatever like that. I didn't realize that she was so hurt by the stuff that went on, because she seemed to have held her ground or whatever in those situations. But that goes to show, like, people, your perception of people might not always be what it is, because she truly was hurt by a lot of the things that he has done or whatever. So she tells Remy, she know he's not like a confrontational person, but she feel like he should protect his family. You know what I mean? So she was like, I got with him. I don't want to have to do that. I want my man to be able, to protect me. So even though, that's how us strong women are, we put up this facade or whatever like that. We these strong people, but you do want to protect. You want to be able to let your guard down and be vulnerable for the man. But it has to be the right man in order for you to let your vulnerability show. And you have to feel safe around that man, or else we get this stigma, angry black woman. Well, if you was a real man, I wouldn't have to come off as an angry black woman, because you would do what you need to do to protect yours. Point blank, period. that's the real meat and potato of this whole situation here or whatever. So Remy like, listen, what you going not get married, or you gonna let your relationship go down because of rich dollars? Don't let New York dictate how you and your significant other move. Basically she was like, marriage is about compromise. Marriage is about, going through the hard stuff and getting through it on the other side, and still loving each other and still feeling that same connection with that person after you guys go through those storms. And Remy is absolutely right. Everybody think that her and Papoose got this perfect marriage because how he rode it out with her when she was in jail, and he always screaming black love. But like they always say, our marriage take work. A successful marriage is going to take work. Everybody go through crap. It's just how much crap are you willing to deal with, and are you two on the same page and willing to go through it together? That's the key. That's the key right there. That's the key. Okay, so we see Kimbella, she's on the phone with Jewels or whatever like that. He's telling her, how he got the pictures, I guess she sent to her and the kids, and how they all look nice, blase, blase. So she gets into it where as though like, you're in jail right now, so that means a bag is not here. So she asked him, would he be okay with her and his brother releasing some of his music? And she was a little skeptical about that because she said he's like real guarded when it comes to his music or whatever. But he was like, yeah. He was like, I don't have a problem with that. I think that's dope. So she was like, bet. So she gonna push through with that or whatever. Because later on in the show, we see her meeting up with Chrissy, so to talk about that. So we'll see how that play out. I'll talk about that or whatever. So now they cut back to Safari. I guess he's at the venue at this particular time. They got married at like I think it was a castle or whatever. It was nice. Oh, now we've seen it all play out on social media, but like to see, everything going on, I was like, oh, that's nice. So she brought him. He was in the room with his, best man, his friends, family, whoever the guys were or whatever. So his sister came in because, matter of fact, she was his best woman. His sister was or whatever. So they were, talking or whatever. And she was like, here, I got something for you. So she passed him a rosary with his uncle's picture in it. So he has, and she let him know that Erica gave it to her to give to him. So he got real emotional because I remember when this was taking place, when his uncle had got murdered. I remember watching this play out on social media. He was really upset about that. So I know that meant a lot to him because he took that, pretty hard or whatever. So she, I'm sorry, I lost track of what I was trying to say. That's why I kept like, excuse me for that. So we also see Erica, she still is not at ease with knowing if her and Safari even going to make it through, even though they at the venue, because they haven't talked since the night before or whatever. So I guess they were like about to take pictures or something like that, and her and Safari actually was able to to see each other and talk, and he gave her a bracelet with her father's signature in it. Oh my gosh, she broke down. Listen, if my man can't do something like that for me, I don't want him. Throw the whole man away or whatever, because that was touching. That was touching. I like that touch. That kind of moved me or whatever, especially if you lost someone close to you. You know the significance of how that felt to her in that moment or whatever. So they want to proceed with getting married or whatever like that. So they cut the Jimmy and Chrissy. I guess they doing filler scenes with the other cast members when they could have just kept it on the wedding, or not even had the wedding in the show and just gave them a spin, like a wedding special. But I digress. So we goes to Chrissy and Jimmy. They're in a new house. And trust me, Chrissy says our new house multiple times to let people know that they bounce back on their feet or whatever like that. So she comes and grab Jimmy phone. He grabbed their phone so big and he so fast, and he tucked that joint under the covers. I don't know who he was talking to, but he definitely ain't want her seeing what he had going on. I tell you that. Or whatever. So she just busting his chops about she don't want him, smoking weed or whatever in the house. And because she was like, I got another rule for you. I just want you to keep the house clean. He was like, you got all these rules. He was like, I need to have a rule in here. You're not wearing those pajamas. She said, well, what's wrong with these pajamas? She was like, when I'm getting ready for bed, you're not in here anyway. He was like, well, I'm here now. You could have came there here with some negligee on or something like that. He was like, you come here with it. I'm like, oh my goodness. So, Jimmy had said that he needed to reach out to Jewels or whatever. He was like, he want to write him a letter or a letter or something. But he told Chrissy that he hasn't wrote anything in years besides his signature. And I don't think he meant he don't write his own music, because some rappers don't have to go in the booth with handwritten, lyrics. They can just go spit off the dome. Jay-Z do it. I think they said Lil Wayne do it. So I didn't get that he don't write his music. I just got, he just don't write things down or whatever. So he expressed, in his confessional how much he loves Jewels and, it's going to be, Dipset until they die or whatever like that. So, no one questioned they love for each other. Everybody know they thick as thieves or whatever. So I never thought twice about that. So now we get back to the venue, where the wedding take place. We see, Yandy, Tahiri, Joe, and Messy, Jonathan Messy behind. So Tahiri calls out, she calls Jonathan the wedding crasher with his messy behind. So he comes back and was like, oh, you guys just became friends. You guys just start following each other on social media. She was like, no, we've been friends. You and Sin are the guys who just became friends or whatever like that. She was like, did you even get a wedding invite? No. So he goes on to say that since Yandy is married and she, her husband is incarcerated at the moment, that he's her plus one. I think he said husband, if I'm not mistaken, or whatever. Like, go ahead. You just came to get to school. She could have brought anybody. I don't know why she brought you anyway, knowing all the tension that you bring with the situation. Because Tahiri was like, well, you wasn't acting like no friend to me. So Joe kind of like shut them down and was like, listen, it ain't none of y'all business what's going on with me in my relationship. He was like, he was like, your responsibility as Sin friend is to be there for Sin, not to be in my business. And I agree with Joe on that. Like, mind y'all business. Like, you all gung-ho about who Joe sleeping with. Sin be on social media acting like she ain't fazed by him, like she don't want him. If he want to go back to his ex, he can go back to his ex because she got a baby. What that mean? So what? Him and Tahiri, they went through the mud together. So, boy, please. Like, he gets on my damn nerves sometimes. He made up more than a goddamn bride. Shit, he gets on my nerves. I don't like, I don't like people like him. He gets on my nerves. So, Joe and Tahiri walks off, and Joe just was like, mind your business. Tahiri's like, yeah, mind your business. I was cracking. So, cause Jonathan had went on, before they walked off, Jonathan went on to say that's how he is with his friends. He tried to, protect them so they won't get hurt. And that's when Joe said what he said, as far as, well, your job as your friend is to be there for your friend, not to be in my business, which is true. So, you know what? We seen that Carly Red and Sierra from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, I think they were late. That's why they couldn't gain entry. But they stopped them at the door. They had to sit on the side. They couldn't even get in. I was like, they looked pitiful. I was cracking up. That shit was funny. I ain't gonna lie. So we see that, the preacher, going on, about to marry Safari and Erica. So soon when it was time for Safari to start his vows, he bust out crying. I mean, it ain't funny, but it was funny. I ain't gonna lie. So he said, I've dreamt about you. I'm so happy that you took me serious. Everybody started laughing or whatever like that. I thought that was cute. Erica's was nice too. She was like, there's no hesitation that I want to be with you for the rest of my life. I was like, oh, because a couple minutes ago, we didn't know if we was going to even have a marriage. You didn't even know if he was going to be your protector. Now you saying there's no hesitation that I want to be your wife. I said, okay, go ahead, get your husband, girl. So they are married now. Congratulations to them both. I don't know if it's going to last, but, hopefully it does. So now we back with Kimbella. She meets with Juju and Chrissy to talk about getting Jim on Joel's album because he already gave the green light for her and his brother. They call them twins, but I don't think they twins, to be able to put out some music or whatever. So she said Wayne's going to be on there and, everything like that. So she went on to talk about how, it's amazing how, not amazing. Well, we find it funny that nobody from the industry has reached out since Joel's been down. She was like, and Joel's, kind of hurt by that. Like, what's up with that? So she was like, not that, basically nobody asking for anything, but it don't take anything to lend your support, to a phone call, a visit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody stopping and checking on your kids to make sure they all right. That's what I said. Like when people go, that's why your loyalty should remain to your family, because when you go down, that's who's going to have your back. And it don't just happen for street guys. Look at these guys. They in the industry. They probably had relationship party, did a lot of things together. And look, soon when you down, ain't nobody worrying about you. That's how you know who your real friends is. Separate the real from the fake. So when you come home, I mean, I can't say that you can't deal with anybody because you still got to make money. But I would deal with them on a business level and keep that crap pushing. You learn from your lessons, because if you don't learn from your lessons, you the fool. Okay? That's all I got to say about that situation. So, Chrissy, she says to her, well, since we sitting down and I see that this is a genuine conversation, hey, Chrissy, cut the bull crap. Now, Chrissy, my girl, I ain't gonna sit up here and say she is, but you didn't have to say that. You didn't have to say because it's a genuine conversation. Girl, please, who the hell you think you talking to? Like, because it's a genuine conversation. Girl, please. So, she goes on to give, Kimbella, she goes on to give Kimbella an envelope that Jimmy wanted to give, they gave to her to give to him, since he knows she was meeting up with Kimbella. So he wanted Joel's to have some money, because that's what was in the envelope, some money. And Chrissy was like, not saying that we feel as though it's a shortage with money, but some people just need to know people was there. And that's true, or whatever. And that was a good gesture, because we already heard Kimbella saying that, a bag is missing. So I'm pretty sure they could use the money. And I wouldn't felt no type of way, because if my man was, in that situation, and, I had 5 kids and this big old house. Listen, I'd take whatever somebody giving me, and I wouldn't feel no type of way. Yep, sure will. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. And that's just how that is. I just wanted to piggyback off what Jonathan said, because it just came to me about when he made the comment of what you guys just started following each other on social media, is to say that because y'all wasn't following each other prior, y'all wasn't friends. People, especially people of a certain age. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and put my age out there, but I don't come from the social media generation. I come from when you pick up the phone, you go outside, you call your friends. When you go outside, you play with your friends. I come from that era. So I can't really get into the notion people think because you're not friends with people on social media, you guys aren't friends. That's BS to me. And people need to get out of that mindset or that mind, that mind frame, because that's nonsense. It's people that I'm real close with that I don't follow on social media. That don't make us any less friends. That just make us real friends, to be quite honest, because I deal with you on a different type of level. You understand what I'm saying? I don't have to see what's going on in your life through the eyes of what you put on social media. I'm there to actually witness what's going on in your life. So people need to realize social media do not make you friends, and it don't make you less friends if you don't follow a person. It don't make you more friends because you do. That's just how that's the real truth. And to me, honestly, like, people unfollow me all the time. I don't even realize I'm being unfollowed, because that's how insignificant you are to me, because I don't even know that you got fired. You unfollow me. I think people do that to try to get under your skin, but trust and believe that never works for me, because I don't even realize that you're not even on there. It might, and if I do, it'll take months for me to realize that. So that shows you how much I really do care about a situation like that. So Jonathan, you kind of lost me when you said that. You lost me with a lot of stuff. Them damn eyebrows, that damn foundation, all that old crap you lost me with. But you really lost me with saying some nonsense like that. That showed me how childish your little ass really is. Bye. I mean, I like this episode and all. To me, I felt as though it was really based on the wedding, where they could have separated the wedding from the actual cast. Like, they could have shut from the actual show. They could have had a separate show based on the wedding or whatever like that. But they didn't, maybe Mona didn't want to cough up them coins for those two. She probably like, that button ain't gonna wear last, so I ain't spending my money on it. I don't know what her method was for that, but that's how it was. So that's my review for Love and Hip Hop New York, Happily Mina After. If you guys like the video, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye. Holla at your girl.